Okay, all right. I am going to make a pair of earrings that I got an order for using these fluorite beads. I've kind of already laid them out, you know, next to pieces that are similar. Those two are similar, but those are light, and I really would rather do a darker color. So I have lined these up here. This one's a little bit smaller. I have to get my face over top of it, and the camera's in the way. So I would say I like those two. I like these two match really well. That's a good pair. That one's smaller. It's pretty, but it's smaller. And it doesn't really match with that. That's a little bit of an odd shape. It kind of goes with this. I'm thinking that I might use one of those two. Yeah, that one looks really good with that, but I think I like the clear crystals. Those are really pretty. And I probably am going to make it so that I can only sell one more of these, because I just don't think anything else matches. Possibly this guy and that one. No, this is smaller. I can put them all away. That looks similar. It's a different color. That's too big. Those are similar enough. So actually there's another one right here. So yeah, I could probably do 2 more pairs of earrings after this pair. So anyway, you know, that's one of the things you have to think about. You get a strand of irregular beads, and you're only going to get a couple pairs out of the whole strand. And really, like, knowing what to do with the rest of them, because you can't really match them up. You can't really use, you know, 2 different pieces on different sides of a necklace. If you have a long continuous necklace, you could have odd pieces every so often, so they still work for that. But yeah, for earrings, you're probably only gonna get you know, 3 pairs, maybe 4 pairs. This is gonna be, oh yeah, so I think I've sold 2 of these, so that would be 4 pairs, maybe 5 pairs out of one strand. And that's just the way it is. So now the question is, which ones do I want to do? These ones probably look the most like the picture. But I like these better because they're clear, and I think I'm gonna use my favorite ones, and I'm gonna set these aside. Later I will put them in a little baggie so that they're already matched up, and that saves time in the future, you know, having to match up beads again. So I've got my little head pins already here, and these might be too small. I might have to trade them out for a larger pair. So I'm just straightening them with my nylon jaws. So my only complaint is that this one's not drilled in the center. I think it's fine. You know, even though that's probably enough, I think I want to use the longer head pins because it'll allow me more space to coil to coil it around and make sure that I butt it up to here, which will, you can kind of prevent the bead from spinning around, and then you can kind of pick which side you want to be the front. So that's what I'm gonna do. These guys have nice big balls, so they're a little thicker gauge too. And they are nickel free. These are silver plated, and that's what the customer ordered. I have multiple different metal options, including sterling silver, if that's what you want. So now these are fluorite. They're kind of a soft bead. They're a little bit dirty. So you're definitely gonna get a bath before. I mean, I wash everything before I ship it. Which side do I want to be the top? It makes sense to have the more curved side to be the top, but I just want to make sure that it's pretty. I like it that way better. Okay, and these will be the bottom side. Okay, so now I want these to be the same, so I don't mark my pliers, but you can mark your pliers with a Sharpie exactly where you want to do that first bend, but I'm just going to do it about that far from the end. And to get a nice sharp 90-degree angle, don't bend it out from here, bend it from here, okay, and then you can go to the other side and square it up. So that was the top. Let me just double check. See, I like it to be more curved on the top. Okay, about the same distance from the end. It's right about there. And then pressing right next to the pliers. So you get that nice, sharp 90-degree angle. And then square it up. Okay, that's how you get perfect circles. You don't have to do perfect circles. Now, I am going to do these right about here. I want the same size circles. So you can see I've got two different marks here. I'm going to do it kind of right between this mark and the end. And you also want your circles to be the same size, and I'm using the bigger end. It doesn't matter which end you use. Usually one of those is bigger than the other. I just usually only use the small end when I'm doing spirals, and I need a smaller end. Not really any reason other than the thicker end is more sturdy. So your pliers will last longer. Actually, I didn't really need to square that one up. That looks good. Okay, now I like to grip these on this side, so with the end facing away from me. And the reason for that is because when you pinch your pliers, this part is smaller than this part. You know, when you pinch a piece of wire in there, you should look at the angle, right? It's thinner here and thicker here. So that way you've got your pliers gripping this end. That is so that when you pull on this end, you start tugging on this and coiling it around there, that your loop doesn't get smaller. And that is how to make perfect little loops. I am a perfectionist. So I don't like wonky little loops. Now you can make wonky little loops if you want. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. I just don't do them myself. Okay? Some people don't mind that. And it certainly is faster if you're not so particular about every little detail, but I am particular about every little detail. That's just me, my personality. I'm precise. Okay. Snip that end off with my flush cutters and putting my finger here to prevent that little end from flying out. So see, I got it right there. Get it as close as you can. And then, this is kind of a pain. You might want to hold it with your pliers. Makes it a little easier. So you want to pinch that end down. Probably could have done it a little bit closer, but there's a method to my madness. The reason why I did it that long is because I want this little bead to not turn so easily. That way I can control the front and the back. So it still spins, just not as readily. And, you know, there's no way to know ahead of time if it's gonna spin or not. What you can do if you don't want it to spin is put a little bit of a little dab of glue in the hole. It's a little bit of a mess, because then you end up with glue on your head pin. Okay. So that has minimal movement. I like that. And I think what I am going to do is put a little dab of glue in that one so that it stays that direction. Right? This one's nice and solid. This one has a little bit of a wiggle. So So I'm gonna do it now because once I wash it, I'm gonna end up with, gosh, I need to take off my extra glasses. I'm gonna end up with water in there. It's gonna take time for that water to come out, and I don't want it to interfere with the glue. So I will glue it first. This is HypoCement. And here's my little piece of paper. I always have a little piece of paper handy. Hopefully it doesn't have any private information on it. Oh, lucky man, it's a song. Wrong song. Get the right song. Note to self, that was not the right song. Of course I open it up. I'm like, hopefully it's not anything personal. Here, let's find out. Because the curiosity killed the cat. And I am a cat. Okay, so, yeah. So this is why I keep paper handy, because the glue likes to just squirt out. So I'm gonna get that little tip right down in there and hopefully get some glue down in that hole. Let's see, how should I turn it? Like that. So that's a big hole. And I think that needle's gonna fit right down in there. Real fast. Real fast. I'm hopeful that some of that glue will go down in the hole. Okay, it's created a mess. Yeah, it's very oozy. That extra off. Okay. And it's HypoCement. So it's hypoallergenic. Okay. So now I am going to set this down, and I'm not going to finish it until it's cured. So I will not finish this one on camera. Make sure that this looks pretty clean. Okay. It takes about 2 hours to really firm up. And then I think it's a 24-hour full cure. 24? Ah, stinky. Stinky, stinky. Poison. Poison. It does cause skin irritation, like, you know, you get it on there. It can. I have calluses, so... Oh, the directions are on the inside. I think it's 2 hours to be able to handle it and stuff, and 24 hours for full cure. So let me just match these up. Which side do I want to be the front? On this side, like that side of the bead. So I think this one, I want it to be a mirror. Unless I don't like the side. Actually, I like that side better. So we'll turn it back. Oh, it doesn't turn very easily. I like... Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, there we go. Now we have a mirror. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. Let me straighten that. There is a method to my madness. Hold on. I'll show you. Okay. Cute little pair. We got the wrap going the same direction as opposed to, see how the back side of the wrap looks different. Okay. So those are going to be the front of the earrings. Okay, this one I'm going to let sit. I will straighten that head pin later. And I will show you how I finish these. Super simple. Front. And to close these, just put your fingernail right there and push that back down. And then a lot of times there's a little gap in there. I don't like that. So just gently pinch it down. Okay. Now your bead will not slide off. Not bead, your dangle won't slide off. And this other guy is over here drying, cooling. Not cooling, drying, curing. I'm trying to say curing. And I will finish that up in the morning. Okay, so that's that for this project. And I'm gonna end the video and then I will do my next project. All right, thanks for watching.